Good morning, students. So we have started with the Poisson process and related distribution. So some relationship with the other distribution of the Poisson process, exponential, gamma, beta distribution we have seen. Let us see the relationship with the uniform distribution also. Some examples also I have given where we can apply. Okay. Okay, I think my screen is now visible. Okay, so let NT is a Poisson process and one event take place in interval 0 to t, then y, the random variable describing the time of occurrence of this Poisson event has a continuous uniform distribution on the interval 0 to t. So let us see the solution of this. So we are saying that NT is a Poisson process and one event take place in the interval 0 to t. Then the random variable describing the time of occurrence of this event has continuous uniform distribution. So let y is the time of occurrence of the event, first event given in the interval 0 to t, one event occur. Okay, so this is basically your y. So also NT is basically Poisson process with the rate lambda. So therefore probability NT is equal to n is e raised to power minus lambda t raised to power n upon n factorial, where n is 0, 1, 2 and so on. So now to proving this, let us consider for x greater than 0 less than t, we find out the CDF of y, which is nothing but probability that time of occurrence of first event is less than t, given that in the interval 0 to t, one event occur. So now it is saying that from 0 to t, one event occur, and here this means that this t1 is less than x, that first event occur somewhere in between here, and total of, so that means meaning that zero event will occur here because totality of one event is there. So therefore this means that probability n 0 to x is 1 intersection n x to t is 0 divided by probability and t is equal to 1, because this is conditional probability. So therefore, this is probability that T1 is less than equal to X, comma NT is equal to 1 divided by NT is equal to 1. So therefore, this can be written in this form. But we know that Poisson process has stationary and independent increments. So using that, this is Nx is equal to 1 into probability N T minus X is equal to 0 divided by probability Nt is equal to 1, because Poisson process has stationary and independent increments. So therefore, this is Nx is equal to 1. So e raised to power minus lambda x raised to power 1 divided by 1 factorial into e raised to power minus lambda t minus x, this value, lambda t minus x raised to power 0 divided by 0 factorial. Now divided by e raised to power minus lambda t raised to power 1 upon 1 factorial, this value. So from here we can easily see that this lambda will cancel out and this e raised to power, this value will cancel out with this. So we are left with x by t. So this is the CDF. If we take the derivative, we will get 1 by t, where x is between 0 to t. So that is nothing but uniform distribution, because density of uniform distribution is, so this is the CDF. What will be the PDF of y? Now PDF is x. So this is 1 by t. X is between 0 and t, 0 otherwise. So that means y is y, which is nothing but one event occur in the interval 0 to t, time of occurrence of Poisson event. Given that in the interval 0 to t one event occur and t is the time of occurrence of one event, follows uniform distribution with parameter 0 comma t. So that is the basically, this means that for any delta, the any subinterval of or of 0 to t. So if we take the length delta, the probability of occurrence of event will be delta by t in this interval. Okay, so probability of that this interval contain the event is delta by t here. If this delta anywhere in this interval we can take, so that is the meaning here. So any question till now? Okay, so now let us start with the compound Poisson process. So let us first give the definition, then we will see some examples of that and some applications. A stochastic process xt is said to be compound Poisson process if xt, which is summation yi, I is from 1 to nt, t is greater than equal to 0, where nt is a Poisson process and yi be a family of independently and identically distributed random variables that is also independent of NT. Okay. Okay. So this is the definition of compound Poisson process. That means this is summation of yi, I is from 1 to NT, yi. So let us take some example. Let us see some examples of this. So let us say that in a supporting arena, some fans are coming to see the match and they are coming by bus. Buses, some buses they are coming. So let NT is the number of buses because they are also random following a Poisson process. So NT is basically number of buses which follows a Poisson process with the rate lambda and number of fans, and yi, let us say, represent number of fans in ith bus. So then what xt will represent? Xt is the total number. Xt is nothing but summation of yi, I is from 1 to NT. That means this is the number of fans in the supporting arena. Okay, so this is the supporting arena. Okay, so then this is a compound Poisson where we are assuming that these yi's and also these are independent also. Then this is a compound xt is a compound Poisson process. Okay, is it clear? So am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is one example where we can apply compound Poisson process. For example, NT is the number of buses and which follows a Poisson process. That means NT can be 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Yi are number of fan in the ith bus. We are assuming that NT and Y are independent. Then XT, which is nothing but summation I is from 1 to NT, is the number of fans in the supporting arena. So then XT is a compound Poisson process. Let us take another example. So let us say in a supermarket, some customers are coming and NT is the number of let NT is the number of customer leaving the supermarket, and yi, let us say the we denote as the amount of money spent by ith customer. So both of them we are assuming to be independent and we are assuming that yi's are basically IID, independently identically distributed. Also we are assuming that yi are yi is also IID. Here also yi's are independently identically distributed. Then xt is nothing but summation yi, i's from 1 to nt, is the total amount spent by time t. Okay. Okay. So in interval 0 to t also. Okay. So this is the total amount of money or we can say earned by a supermarket or spent by customers by time t in the interval 0 to t. So this is nothing but compound Poisson process. Third, we can take, if we take yi is 1, then xt is nothing but nt, which is the usual Poisson process. Now, we have expected value of summation i's from 1 to nt. Let us say we want to find expectation of xt basically, okay, and variance of xt. So this is expected value of summation i's from 1 to nt yi. Now we know that this expected value of x is expected value of x given y. So therefore this can be written as expected value of summation i's from 1 to nt yi given nt, because we know that expected value of x is expected value of x given y. Okay. Now let us see expected value of summation i's from 1 to nt yi given nt is equal to n. So this is equal to expectation of summation i's from 1 to n yi given n is equal to n, nt is equal to n. Now we know that yi and nt are independent. Because of that, this can be written as summation i's from 1 to n yi, because nt and yi are independent. Okay, so this is summation expected value of yi. So because xi yi iad, so therefore this is n times expected value of y1, because yi's are iad, independently identically distributed. So expected value of y1 is same as that of expected value of y2. Expectation will go inside summation of yi, summation of y, expected value of yi. But expected value of y1 is same as that of expected value of y2 and so on. So therefore this is n times expected value of y1. So therefore this value expected value of xt, which is so therefore from here we can say that this value is nothing but capital N times expected value of y1, because replacing this small n by capital N inside value. Okay, because of this. So therefore expected value of xt is nothing but expectation of n expected value of y1. So now this is nothing but expected value of y1, expected value of nt basically. So nt. So therefore this is expected value of nt is lambda t expected value of y1. So therefore expected value of xt is lambda t expected value of y1. Now let us find out what is the variance of summation I is from 1 to n. Let me replace nt by n yi, that is variance of basically xt. So we know that variance of x is expected value of variance of x given y plus variance of expected value of I is from 1 to n yi given n. So that means, because we know that variance of x is expected value of variance of x given y plus variance of expected value of x given y. Okay. Now variance of summation I is from 1 to n yi given n is equal to n is, now take nt is equal to n basically. Now because this will be variance of summation yi I is from 1 to n given n is equal to n. Also we know that yi and n are independent, so therefore this is variance of summation I is from 1 to n yi, because yi and n are independent. Now therefore this will be summation I is from 1 to n variance of yi. Okay, so this is n times variance of yi, because yi's are IID, independently and identically distributed. So therefore variance of xt, this value is nothing but expectation of, replace this small n here by capital N, this is the same thing, n times variance of y1 plus variance of this inside quantity is nothing but same thing here, replace this small n by capital n times expected value of y1. So therefore this is expected value of n, variance of y1, because variance of y1 will be outside, plus expected value of y1 square variance of n. But we know that mean of nt is lambda t and variance of nt is also lambda t because nt is a Poisson process. So therefore this will be, because we know that this is lambda t, variance of y1. This is expected value of y1 square minus expected value of y1 whole square plus expected value of y1 whole square lambda t. This quantity and this quantity will cancel out. Therefore lambda t expected value of y1 square. So this is the answer basically. Now, therefore what we answer we get? We get answer as expected value of xt is basically lambda t expected value y1 and variance of xt is lambda t expected value of y1 square. Now let us take some example. Okay, any question till now in the compound Poisson process? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so any question till now? Okay, so let us see some example. Let us see that customers arrive at the ATM automatic teller machine in accordance with Poisson process with rate 12 per hour. The amount of money withdrawn on each transaction is a random variable with mean $30 and standard deviation $50. Okay, so customer arrive at ATM in accordance with the Poisson process with rate 12 per hour. Amount of money withdrawn in each transaction is a random variable with mean $30, standard deviation $50. Negative withdrawal means that money was deposited. The machine is in use for 15 hours daily So approximate the probability that the total daily withdrawal is less than $6,000. Okay, so customer arrive at a ATM accordance with the Poisson process with the rate 12 per hour. Amount of money withdrawn each transaction is random variable with mean 30 and standard deviation 50. So machine is used for 15-hour daily. So X15 is summation I is from 1 to N15 yi, where expected value of yi is 30 and variance of yi is 50 square. That means we are taking xt as daily withdrawal. And yi is the amount withdrawn by the ith person. Yi is the amount withdrawn by ith person. Okay, this is the daily withdrawal. Now, expected value of X15, because this is a compound Poisson process, where NT is the number of person which are coming in the interval 0 to t for withdrawal in the ATM. So therefore now this problem is, let us say that first of all, let us find out, because our problem is to find what is the probability that in 15-hour daily, because daily 15-hour work is there, total withdrawal is less than 6,000. Now expected value of X15 is lambda t. What is lambda? Lambda is 12 per hour. Okay, so lambda t into expected value of y1, 30 from here, and variance of xt is lambda t expected value y1 square. So lambda t expected value y1 square. That means because variance of yi is expected value of yi square minus expected value of y1 yi whole square. So expected value of yi is square is 50 square plus 30 square. Okay, so this is 612 and this is okay. So therefore 5400. So therefore this is using the central limit theorem can be written as that phi 6000 minus 5400 divided by under root of 6120. Okay, because we are converting this X15 into standard normal variate. So where phi is the CDF of standard normal variate. So this is probability that this is capital phi of 0.767. So this you can see from the table of the standard normal distribution. So this is 0.78. So this is the answer. That means approximate probability that total withdrawal is less than 6,000 is 0.78. So any question here? Any question here? Okay, am I audible to you now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So, okay, so now let us take another example. Suppose that families migrate to an area at a Poisson rate lambda is equal to 2 per week if the number of people in each family is independent and takes on the values 1 to 1, 2, t 3, 4 with respective probabilities 1/6, 1/3, 1/3, 1/6. Then what is the expected value and variance of the individual migrating to this area during a fixed 5-week period. So suppose that family migrate to an area at a Poisson rate lambda is equal to 2 per week. If the number of people in each family is independent and takes on values 1, 2, 3, 4 respective probabilities, then what is the expected value and variance of individual migrating to this area during 5-week period? So let x t is the number of individual migrating to the area in the interval 0 to t, and let nt is the number of families migrating to the area at a Poisson rate of 2 per week and yi is the basically number of people in the ith family. Okay, so then xt. So can you anyone tell how we can write xt as a compound Poisson process? So what is the formula for xt?
xt equal to summation uh,
Yes.
nt
yi.
sorry I equal to 1 to nt.
Yeah. So clearly, because xt is number of individuals migrating to the area in the interval 0 to t, and nt is the number of families migrating. So in the family, number of person in the ith family. So total, that will be total number of individuals migrating to the area. xt is the basically total number of individuals migrating to the area. So therefore, this is compound Poisson process. So only thing we know that mean and variance we need. So we know that this is lambda t, expected value of y1, because they are yi's are IID also, and variance of xt is lambda t, expected value of y1 square. Now y1 distribution is given, so expected value of y1 is 1 into 1 by 6 plus 2 into 1 by 3, 3 into 1 by 3, 4 into 1 by 6. So this is 5 by 2, and expected value of y1 square is 1 square into 1 by 6 plus 2 square into 1 by 3 plus 3 square into 1 by 3 plus 4 square into 1 by 6. This is 43 by 6. So therefore expected value of x5 is lambda, here is 2 per week, lambda is 2 into 5 into 5 by 2, 25. Variance of x5 is lambda t, expected value y1 square, 43 by 6, 215 upon 3. Okay, so this is the answer for this. So now let us continue this one and continue day part. In previous example, in find a part, find the approximate probability that at least 240 people migrate to the area within the next 50 weeks. So same problem is there, except that so therefore here everything is same. Expect, we have to first of all find what is expected value of x50, because probability that 240 people migrate. So we will convert this into central limit theorem problem. So x50 is lambda t, instead of 5, now 50 weeks are there. So lambda t into expected value of y1, which is 5/2, 250, and variance of x50 is lambda t expected value y1 square, which is 43/6. Okay. Now we want to find the probability that x50 is greater than equal to 240. That means at least 240 people migrate. Now we know that we are converting this into central limit theorem problem. So we can, first of all, continuity correction we can apply. So phi, this will be 1 minus probability that, okay, so we can just first of all write down this as probability that z is greater than equal to 239.5 minus mean divided by standard deviation. So which is 1 minus capital phi of minus 0.3922, which is capital phi of 0.3922, which is 0.6525, using the standard normal distribution table. Okay, any question here?
Sir, why did we take 239.5 instead of 240?
Yeah, because central limit theorem, for example, if I know that this x50 will follow binomial distribution, discrete distribution follow, then then this is all right. But when it is continuous distribution, or because I don't know whether this is continuous, I am converting this into basically continuous distribution. So to take care of that, because this in the discrete case, this is x50 greater than 240 and probability x50 greater than 239 are same. Okay. So to take care of these kind of things, continuity correction we are adding, that 0.5 we will take, because we are converting maybe a discrete variable into a continuous one. Z is a continuous variable. Because Z follows 0 standard normal variate. That's why we are converting this. This is known as the continuity correction. Okay, any question till now? So this finishes the your Poisson process and related distribution. Next time we will start with the continuous time Markov chain. Although we will see that Poisson process is also a continuous time Markov chain, but separately also we have studied the Poisson process. So now we will study the continuous time Markov chain in the next from the next class. So also I think class test is I have already announced that 24 on 24th Thursday from 12. Okay, so that is the syllabus is okay.